the latest appraisal was 6,500. Just the gold content weight, turned it off. Give me a 0. Just the gold content weight of that is 1.6 ounces. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not that gold is going up, it's the value of the dollar going down, and gold and silver in any form will hold your purchasing power intact. It's the way that you hold it and the variety of ways that you can hold it. So, the strategy isn't switching mints or crossing borders, it's stepping into forms of metals that give you insulation, privacy, and control, no matter what jurisdiction you're standing in. So, Daniel Mastroko last week said, I'm curious what the 5 gold confiscations in the U.S. government has done. Google doesn't provide the results. Maybe we can make a short video on that, and that's what I'm doing. So, these are, and actually when I went back and I kind of looked at the definition, again, I'm wrong, right? It's not 5 times, it's 7 times, and I'm also not just looking at the overt confiscations, but the currency revaluations, and I didn't have those in my list. The two, oh, did I say this? The two that happened in 1973, the first one in January, which was just under 10% revaluation, and the one in February that was just over a 10% revaluation. They did it in measured strokes so that you and I, well, those of us that were around then, didn't really notice it too much, except I could tell you, I remember the inflation that was happening during that period of time a lot, something about 45%, so I think it just missed the hyperinflation definition of 50%. But here they are. In 1812, contracts that were invalidated and the mints were closed. In the 1860s, the government went further by physically confiscating gold and voiding private contracts. In 33, citizens were forced to surrender their gold, and in 34, the government revalued it overnight, capturing 40% of the public's wealth with a single stroke. And guess what? Based on all the money that they created up to 33, they should have done it to 42.22, but they knew that the public wouldn't be able to tolerate it. So we started out, even after the revaluations, in a deficit. In 1971, convertibility for other governments was cut off entirely. That was a Bretton Woods default, and I never really thought about it as a confiscation, but it was totally a confiscation because foreign governments that were holding their gold here with the promise that they could exchange dollars for gold anytime they wanted, that was the default, right? Because we said, nope, you can't do it anymore, which means that the U.S. confiscated the global gold. And by 73, that gold was revalued twice more. So understand this, the pattern is unmistakable, because let me show you this. I thought, well, here's just a list of all the times just since, well, I think we go to 1812, the number of times and the different countries that have done overt and reasonably covert confiscations. The pattern, right.